Good evening, micro followers. We have quail. So in the brooder, we have 14. There were 15 that hatched last night. I lost one, unfortunately. It hatched, the yolk sac was not all the way absorbed, and unfortunately the frailing that it was doing when it first hatched, it ruptured the yolk sac and ended up bleeding with a hernia. So we lost one last night. But here you see the 14. And then I'm going to get the flashlight going on the other phone here. And I will let you peek into the incubator real quick. One hatched just a few hours ago. And then there was one that hatched just a few hours before that. If I can figure out where it went. Where'd you go? It's hiding. Anyways, there's 2 in the incubator. So nobody has ate or drank so far at this point. But they're quick little boogers. And surprisingly, they are louder than chickens. So it's going to be really interesting to see what it's like to sleep this evening. Because I got 14 screaming quail in the dining room, so right outside of my bedroom. But this is it. And let me think. I'm trying to think of something that I can put in there to show you for a size comparison, because they are ridiculously dinky. Think here. I'm trying to think. The closest thing that I have to me is a coffee pod. Let's see what we got here. All right. I gotta unhook everything just to get in there. I should have done that before I started recording, huh? Alright. We'll do it this way. Let me just take this off real quick and see if I can get him to come to me. They usually run up to me every time I come up to the brooder, so they're very curious. Very, very curious. So little. My gosh, they're so little. So little teeny weeny. So little teeny weeny. They're being so quiet because I'm standing right here. Then I walk away and they start screaming at the top of their lungs. They're so loud, you guys. I'm like unbelievably loud for as little as they are. Aren't they cute, Kelly? They're just something else, man. I gotta get this zipped back up now. My cat is showing a little too much interest. So, I gotta make sure I keep things closed up. She's super duper impressed with how bite-sized they are. So, Definitely gotta make sure I stay on top of that part. So yeah, that's where we're at right now, is 14 in here and the 2 in the incubator. I do have 1 egg. I checked right before I started recording. I do have 1 egg that's rocking in the incubator. So may have some more on the way. But I sat here this afternoon and watched the incubator, obviously during these last 2 hatches, and there was 0 movement from any of these eggs. So I'm kind of shocked that I have 1 egg rocking in there now. I know they're super duper quick, and every time that I try to actually hold one, I mean, they're just like lightning. Very hard to keep a hold of. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're burning trees across the street. I'm really happy with how well they're doing. The brooder was kind of a tough setup, and it's like rigged beyond belief, but this little pop-up thingy that I got, it ended up taking up way more space than I ever wanted, and I'm already cramped for space in my dining room. So I had to sacrifice half the wall of my coffee nook, and I literally had to shape and bend. I don't know if you can see. I don't have enough light in here. I had to shape and bend this thing in between 2 stands just to create something to hang the heat light from. So, I mean, like, it's such a pain in the butt. But they seem to be okay. Like, at first, when I first put them in there, it wasn't, quite top temperature, so it was a little on the chilly side. They freaked out just a little bit. They started running around. They built up some body heat, and all of a sudden, everybody was fine. So now it's nice and toasty warm. We're about at 100 degrees in that box. I don't know if you guys can tell. Again, the lighting's kind of wonky right now, but this part, let me see, this part right here is actually outset from the rest of this pop-up thingy. Okay, so there's no heat supplement going on out in the floor area. This is their feeder, and their water is over here. So the only heat source that they have is inside that box. That box is actually a photo box. So I figured that because it has the aluminum type lining on the inside, reflector lining, that it would be ideal as far as keeping a nice cozy room that didn't have a low roof over their head. So, and they seem to like it, because like I said, when I first put them in there, they were freaking out a little bit. They looked like one big pile of stripes. You couldn't even tell how many birds were in there because they huddled so close because they were cold. And then within about 15 minutes, they started breaking up and running around, and as you can tell now, they're just kind of coming and going as they please. So that little bedroom, if you will, is really comfortable for them. So we've got a nice heat source going without heating up the food and water dish, which is a super plus. I'm loving this food dish, by the way. I got it off of Amazon, and I had no idea that these kind of food dishes existed, and I really wish that I did when I had all the chicken. But either way, I have one now, so it's really nice. I don't have anybody eating or drinking out of the dishes yet, but, you know, I'm sure it'll happen. Kelly, I can't wait till you see them either. They're just like, I'm still just completely in awe. The size of these things is insane. Their speed is insane. And they're just cute. That's all there is to it. So, day off, definitely make it a plan. Hi, Tiff. Yes. Actually, I think baby cockatiels are a little bit bigger. It's been several years. It's been like 8 or 9 years since I've had cockatiels. But I'm pretty sure the baby cockatiels were a little bit bigger than these ones. So, but definitely a lot better of a size comparison. I was trying to find something, but, like, I can't even. Their body is about the size of a big marble. That's the best description I can give. And their head is about the size of a regular size marble, so they're wee little teeny. And especially when they first come out of the egg, you know, their feathers aren't fluffed up or anything. They look really super microscopic when they first hatch. They're so dinky. Watch. I did this earlier and they all came running. Isn't that funny? They're so curious. They're just curious about everything. We had several that were already hatched in the incubator, and I was taking my recording phone and using the flashlight so I could look into the incubator. And every time I would put the flashlight up against the incubator, they would all come running and they'd start pecking at the incubator. They're so curious about everything. You got some of that flooring sticking out from the pine shavings. I don't think it's going to hurt anything because they're not strong enough to peck at it, but just me and my OCD, it's bothering me. Anyhow, I'm going to wrap this video up and go ahead and get it posted to the YouTube channel. Like I said, I got 1 egg rocking in the incubator, hopefully more than that. So I'll be doing an update if I get a good amount of hatching. If it's only that 1 hatching tomorrow, I don't know if I'll do an update or not. But I'll definitely keep you guys posted if there's any more excitement going on. In the meantime, this is it. We are currently sitting at 14 in the brooder. 2 will be moved from the incubator into the brooder tomorrow, making a grand total of 16 minus 1. Technically 17 minus 1. So we'll see how the numbers turn out because we've still got a few more days. The incubator's going to go until Wednesday, so I'm giving them a solid week to finish hatching out. And then at that point, I'll be sanitizing the incubator, giving it a day's rest, and then firing back up with the rest of the eggs that are left. Tiff, real quick, I have 14 here. 2 are already hatched in there. I think we counted 24 left in the incubator, and I have like 11 on the counter. They're ready to go into the next batch. So total I had 65. So okay, that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and get it posted on YouTube. Like I said, if there's a big enough update, I will be posting tomorrow. If not, I'll see you when something big happens. Have a good night.